Hey guys, Dave with Moniology here. Today is October 7th, 2019, and this is the Biotech Watchlist Part 1. Biotech is a very interesting sector. It's one that we've done really well in over the years, and we've had some uh, pitfalls as well. And I wanted to get back in reviewing the space. We have a watch list of well over 450 names. I think there are some great opportunities that we can spot, and I think my technical approach is very valuable, especially in biotech. And so I want to cover 50 names in this watch list, and I'm going to do this periodically, covering about 10 to 15 names per video, and see if we can identify some great trading opportunities. Now, this is a premium video, but we're going to do, because it's the first of its kind, we're going to make this available to the public, and then going forward, these biotech watchlist videos will be only available to the premium subscribers. So let's take a look. Okay, so just to give you a brief sense of this watch list, I mean, we're talking large cap, small cap, mid cap, micro cap. So names in the biotech and cancer research and pharma, healthcare. So all over the place, geographically diverse. Clearly, a lot of names and a lot of research is being done in these particular names to come up with the list that I've come up with. But that being said, this list of 15 is not to suggest that these 15 names are the best of the overall watch list. Just 15 that I've chosen to cover, and I'll go through reasons why. Okay, so starting with Alcea Therapeutics, this one had a very nice week so far this week at 31% up, and it's very close to breaking out above this downtrend that it's been in basically in all of 2019. It bounced off of this level, which we'll now call support, around 1390. Notice this is the same level we bounced at back in 2017. But notice we've been in this downtrend since August of 18 of momentum resistance, and now we're at that level again. Are we going to break through, or are we going to fall back? Well, time will tell. But if we do break through this downtrend over here, then there's a lot of upside, and this is a larger name, and so it's very possible that this is tied to some fundamental release that was very positive, and if that's going to be tied to some profits, then this could be the beginning of an uptrend. So I think overall, I want to point out that there are several kinds of trades or investments that one can make. One is the kind of the momentum play to the upside, a stock that's already been doing well. It's breaking out to a next leg higher, and you want to ride a trend like, let's say if you caught Apple or Google or Amazon, one of those names that becomes a thousand bagger over the years. Now it's nearly impossible to get them and certainly own them for the duration. But nonetheless, technical analysis allows you to spot these trends, and occasionally, with a lot of luck, you might be able to ride them for a while. The second type is the bottom feeders, the bottom dwellers, the companies that have been absolutely massacred over the course of a period of time, and then they're bottoming, and we'll see a couple of those here. They're bottoming, they're creating a base, and then they're creating positive divergence, and they can really break out. Now, the breakout could be a technical breakout exclusively, or it can be a breakout that's tied to a positive fundamental release that's changing the negative narrative. So, and ultimately, you have to identify, you have to know your style. Are you trading for the short term, happy to pick up the 10-20%, or are you trading for the long term and investing for the long run and using technical analysis as a guide to your fundamental analysis? And every approach is different. There's no bad or good approach, but you just have to understand your strategy, and especially in biotech, unless you really know the company that you own and you're following the FDA and the science and the research, it's important to understand when news releases can come out, what the financials look like, and because otherwise you can really get hurt, especially in this sector. So Phoenix, PFNX, is one that's been in an uptrend since basically the start of 19. Very well defined uptrend here, and we pulled back from the top of the trend line to the bottom here, and now we're starting to rally, about to break back above the 61 level, And I think we're headed back towards that upper boundary of this trend line. So I think we can move towards 11 or 12 before this particular run is over. But I like this because it's a well-defined uptrend. You've got the 13 and 26-week moving averages serving as support, and look at the volume coming in. And I just think that this is, you've got the stop loss below this trend line. I would say right now that's around $7, and the upside is at 12, if not much higher. So something definitely you want to keep on your radar. Jons Therapeutics, JNCE. Now this is a well-defined downtrend, and so it's found support here, and so far this week it's up close to 14%. Now this downtrend is also well-defined on its RSI and momentum, and it looks to be close to a breakout here. The 38 level plus this trend line, if it breaks to the upside, you're gonna see a really nice run. In addition to just hitting this trend line, I think you're gonna break out eventually if this breaks out here, and likely heading all the way towards that $7 to $8 range. So definitely keep this one on your radar because it can really pop and do so really nicely. Okay, Proton Therapeutics. Now this one is one of those interesting ones. It's obviously a penny stock, and please position size accordingly. Only invest what you can lose. But nonetheless, notice PPO has been curling into the positive direction even as the price was hitting new lows. Also, even as the price was hitting new lows, momentum was not breaking below that 31 RSI level. That's a very strong positive divergence, and I think that this base is setting up for a breakout soon. Wait for confirmation. Confirmation above, I'd say about 30, 35 to 40 will likely send shares towards 60. So I mean, from here, that's a quick double if that occurs. But I think if it can break 60, that's where it gets really interesting because there's a lot of blue sky here, and it can move back all the way towards $4. But I think to do that, there's got to be some good fundamental news that comes out, and obviously that's no guarantee in this space. Galactin Therapeutics, GALT. This is one of my favorite patterns. This bullish descending triangle with a breakout in RSI here. So it's very well defined. And also you've got the moving averages as support below. So you've got the defined stop loss below the 13 EMA around 376. And you see the Fibonacci price targets here. So this is also a rounded bottom kind of cup and handle breakout taking place right here. So this is one that's really set up really nicely for a major run. Minitek Pharma, MTP. This is one of those, I draw a parabola here. It's a consolidation after a really sharp rally and consolidation of the gains. So really strong pullback, low of close to $1 all the way to $11. And it's just been selling off ever since with a couple of breakouts here, but nothing too major. Now notice PPO is curling higher, and despite this sell-off back to the lows, momentum is not anywhere near where it was last time around at these prices. Notice we're finding support at the 38 level here, and we're starting to curl higher. And I think that this one, as soon as it breaks, if it can break the 26 EMA currently around 170, then this can make a strong run towards this 270 area, and you see various different price targets thereafter. But if this one has any fundamental news that comes out to the upside, this one can really pop because it's coiled. Alcea Therapeutics, another one that's moved really nicely from its bottom around 23 cents back in 18. Now it hit a high of 170, which is kind of at resistance here, and serving previously as support, now as resistance, but it's well defined. And if it can break above this downtrend, certainly it looks like RSI is coiling to the upside. If it can break above this downtrend around 150, then it can make a run, certainly to test the recent high at 170, but I think thereafter it can really make a nice push to the upside. Here's another descending bullish triangle. Akebia Pharmaceuticals, a very well defined downtrend, curling to the upside. You've got the 13 about to cross the 26. PPO is very nicely moving to the upside. You've got breakout above 38, back test right here. Now it's testing the 50 level. If it can break 50, likely breaks this downtrend, and I think it's sayonara to the bears. And I think that a quick run towards 594, 720, all the way to 8 and closer to $12 is definitely possible in this one if it can break the downtrend. Alena Pharmaceuticals, ALNA, very well defined downtrend here, and also a nice range here, base that is built. So PPO looks very nice. You've got the volume breaking out. You've got momentum breaking out after back testing the 38 level right here. So if it can break out above that 480 level right now, so it's got the horizontal as well as the diagonal trend line, then it can run really fast and really nicely. We can just point out some target areas: 570, 790, 960. A lot of blue sky here. Bottom line. So this one looks really nice if it can break out above this downtrend right here. Organovo Pharmaceuticals, ORMP, and this one I like the momentum. Look at the momentum trajectory here. It's positive divergence even as we were hitting triple bottom in support. Every single one of these bottoms was met with positive divergence. Notice PPO is curling and set to break above zero. And so as this trend line is tested again, it looks like that's ready to break out as well. So the first price target, 450, second price target around 530, and then afterward, you're looking maybe at 615 here, which was previous resistance, and then all the way up to 850 area. So really good looking chart right now, and I like the potential. Here's another, Akebia Therapeutics, down, very well defined downtrend with very strong positive divergence here, higher highs, higher lows, back testing that 38 level. If it can break above the moving average is around 430 to 480, right around here, then this can make a run towards 5. And then once it breaks out 5, that's where it gets really interesting. And I think it can run towards a number of these targets. But first things first, it needs to break the downtrend. And it's close to doing so, but not quite there yet. Here's one that I like, Dynamaxx Technologies, DVAX, this parabola downtrend. Notice every time it hits this, it seems to fall back, but it's building a nice kind of head and shoulders bottom right now with very well-defined positive divergence, as well as a downtrend that's been broken out of and now back-tested. So if it can break above this parabola downtrend, it's going to make a run towards $5, but thereafter, that's where it gets interesting with much higher price targets going forward. Biona Therapeutics, ABEO, another well-defined downtrend with a low of 146. You see PPO has curled and moved in a positive trajectory, broke out of this downtrend here, and now it back tested. So you have well-defined price targets and support levels. So right now, I would say a stop loss below $2 is your risk to the downside, and I think this is going to make a run towards a 350 level again. Notice the downtrend has been broken, and now it's back testing here. If it can break this level, then it's going to make a run towards that 630 level. So double from certainly double if not triple from here. If this 3.5 level is taken out to the upside. Vives Inc., VVUS, another well-defined breakout with multiple points on this trend line here. So it broke out right here back in August at very, very high volume. Tells me that was a news release of some sort. Tested the 5 area, and now it's back tested this breakout a couple times, and now it's starting to pick up. So again, breakout of resistance here, back test here, and I think you're going to see a sharp move towards 5. So a really nice percentage gain there, followed by about 6, and if it can get there, all the way up to 10. But great looking chart here right now. And then finally, on this particular watch list is Organovo Holdings. This one is definitely a bottom dweller. It's had a very nasty pull couple of years, right? Seems like it seems to be only going down. But now you've got this well-defined downtrend. And notice that even as we made new lows here, from here to here, momentum did not make new lows. So that's a positive divergence. Now, notice you can't really see here, but this right here is a breakout above the oversold levels around 31. That's a positive sign. You've got PPO making lower highs, or rather higher lows here. So it's curling to the positive trajectory. I think if this can break above 37 area, then this downtrend will be broken here, and I think this could make a strong run towards that $1 zone. But obviously, this broke down for a very good reason, and I would imagine that unless that reason has been alleviated, whether it's a new science study or recent funding and dilution that's already been accounted for, then this is still in very treacherous waters. But again, for a small dabble, this could make a really nice move if it moves from 30 cents all the way to a buck, if not more. Would be great. But overall, again, biotech wanted to cover it because I've been covering a lot of the resource names: uranium, precious metals, oil, and so on, copper. Even shipping is kind of related to commodities. Biotech is another diversifier for your traditional stock and bond portfolio. They're not as correlated, so definitely look at these as potential additions to your watch list, or rather to your portfolio. Anyway, guys, have a great day, and we'll chat again soon. Take care.